we're going to go ahead and dive into this. So, you guys have been living in the village of Brambleberg for pretty much your entire life. You all have various different skills and abilities, and as was mentioned earlier, that usually there's an ample supply of food, and this year's harvest was particularly wonderful, and you were expecting a wonderful harvest festival at the end of summer, at the beginning of autumn. But lately, you're starting to lose enough food, and you've been having to ration yourself. Usually, you'd be able to have your, early afternoon tea and your, second breakfast, but oddly enough, it seems that there's just not enough food for it. Of course, you're not the only halflings in the village who have started to realize this. So the mayor, whom everybody knows as Grimble Brambergle, the grandson of the previous mayors and the previous mayors, it's essentially been his family for a long time, has sent out an emergency call to everybody in town to discuss the shortage of food. So all of you would receive letters and runners from his daughter, who's named Diggle. She will bring letters to each of you and tell you that it's time to go, that her father is calling for the meeting. As you arrive back in town for each your own reasons, you'll see familiar faces and some that you see more or less rarely. And as you enter town, you realize that it's a warm summer day. The sun is bright, and the air is crisp, not humid at all. The flowers are blooming, and you can hear the birds chirping. It's a beautiful, wonderful day that you would usually spend lounging in the afternoon sun. But the meeting is called and set for midday. And as we open up, you guys can enter into the main part of the town, the town square. And with that, I open it up to each of you to speak to each other, and as you continue to move in, you arrive approximately the same time as each other. Some of you could have waited a little longer. Who would have gotten here early? Anybody? Or are you all sort of leisurely lounging around type of halflings?
Yeah, I think Jacqueline would have had to, for the meeting, close up the entire pub. Take his two children with him, so he'll just have Timony on his right and Florence on his left. It's hand in hand. And he might, who's, sorry, I'm just getting used to icons. Who's the one right next to me? Just like there?
That would be Josie.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, we'll probably just go, top of the morning to you, little scene. How are you doing this fair morning?
Alright, Jackram, how are you doing today?
Yeah, look, can't complain. Well, apart from having to close up the pub, and, but then again, it's a lovely day for it, ain't it? Just taking out little Jiminy and Florence out for a little walk. Do you have any gandering about what might be going on here?
I haven't a clue, I haven't heard anything. It's been pretty quiet up at the shop.
Aye, so it will be with this whole famine that's occurring. It's a damn shame. Oh, I'm sorry, Jiminy. Oh, I'm Florence. Sorry, Florence. Shouldn't be swearing in front of you. But hopefully something will be cleared up now.
Hope so. I'm starting to worry about the kids, and the cobbler shop hasn't been doing too well lately. Not too many of shoes being made recently, so.
Aye.
Food getting short and hard to afford is not good.
I'll tell you what, me and my youngins would go for a run, see if we can't wear down our shoes and put you back in business.
That would be amazing. I will look forward to seeing you then, real soon.
Happy days. Well, we better find our feet and, say hello to our fellow neighbours on along the way now.
Alright, let's go. Marcos, keep up.
Oh, by the way, yeah. If anyone wants a translation or just say, mate, you're all playing too heavy, please do let me know. I do apologize.
Perfect.
That should be fine. I'll interrupt you if it becomes too much centered around everybody else. So you guys...
Oh, and if I go a bit too...
The rest of you can see these guys, chatting as you're arriving. Winston's a bit of an outsider, though he's not completely unfriendly, so he's coming in from the north and such as the others are sort of gathering. Just ahead, you guys can see two people that you know well. Diggle, who is the daughter who brought you all of the notes, seems to be outside collecting and talking to the rest of the townsfolk, and there's several of them around. She seems to be trying to usher them towards the towards the town hall, and you also see Rogan Suit Super, who is basically the jack of all trades of the town. Anything that needs to be done, he's pretty much helped anybody with anything. So he's assisted in cobbling, he's done blacksmithing, he's done farming, he's done all sorts of things. He's well known for being the man to call if the main professional isn't available or you need extra help around the things. So as they're coming in, I'll let others go ahead and hop in if you guys wanted to speak.
Just to confirm, Susie, you are playing the goat herder, correct?
I am.
Oh, you are. Oh, apologies. So yeah, I think that Weiston kind of sees Mini-Mint out there and just, oh well, hello there. So nice to see you again.
Hi, Waston. Good to see you.
How are things going down at the farm?
They're going well. We've been having a nice day. The goats were having a good time until I had to pack them up today.
No,
Couldn't have
it's such a
didn't
lovely
need them running
day.
all into the forest while we're in a meeting.
Oh, that's quite a terrifying proposition. There is. I saw the most wonderful thing the other day.
Oh?
I saw a rose-breasted grosbeak in flight, yeah, going from west, and I had seen one not 2 days prior going from east to west. So I think maybe it's the same bird, just sort of traveling maybe between home and work.
Maybe.
Macy would
Yeah.
kind of go up to Manette and be like, "Morning, Manette. How are you?" And then
I
turn
haven't seen
around.
you in a while.
I know. I've been busy working. She would kind of turn around and see Jackrum behind her and kind of like stand up on her tiptoes and wave and be like, "Morning, Mr. Jackrum. How are you?"
Double to the morning to you. I'm doing quite fine, thank you. How about yourself now?
I'm doing fine. Do you have any idea what this is about?
Not a clue, not a clue. Though, by my own word, I do swear that it would probably have to do with the lack of us losing 2 meals now, haven't we?
I know, it's just been awful.
Yes, things are-
Whatever it is, call the whole town here. I mean, it must be pretty important.
Aye. Even had to shut down my pub and I couldn't grab anyone to look after old Timony and Florence. Timony? Got that wrong way round. Do be people who just say hello. Hello, how are ya?
Hi.
Oh, well, hello there.
Right, we should probably hop to it now, shouldn't we?
So as you guys are continuing on, Mama Ula pops through and is walking about as well. So what did you want to do, Ula? Ula.
I'm here. Sorry.
Okay.
Have we?
Just basically seeing
context.
each other and doing general talk. Go ahead.
Oh, just like general talk in town. We don't know the stuff yet, or we do?
You don't know yet. So
Okay.
you're just generally chatting. And Winston, what did you want to ask?
Oh, no.
I thought you had a question. I thought you were waving me down. Okay, so yes, we were just talking, introducing. You might not have heard, but Jackrum has his 2 kids with him, and they're all kind of greeting and talking to each other. Most of them haven't seen each other for a while, but in general, scene-wise, you're also seeing little Diggle walking around, start shuffling around with them, going, "Oh no, you've got to go inside. Father's looking for you."
I just love how we've just turned to Irish, it's brilliant.
So yes, you can Zula can continue on if she wishes or whatever. But as you guys are continuing and talking, you'll see that that Diggle is starting to sees you going over there, and you can see that she's about to come see you.
How old is she?
Ula, Ula. Diggle. No, Diggle's fairly young. She would be very close to your age.
Okay.
Perhaps a little bit younger than you even.
Okay.
She's rather mischievous. She's gotten into Farmer Grumble's farm far too many times.
Okay. Perfect.
You might have even played with her when you were younger.
Alright.
So she'll start approaching everybody else over there. Hello, hello. It seems that the father's trying to get everybody to come in. I don't know what this is about. He says something about the food. But we should probably usher in. He's hoping that everybody will be able to be there and hear what he has to say. So come on, come. She starts like sort of beckoning you guys as the rest of the other people start moving towards this big gigantic building in the middle, which you guys know is the town hall.
Oh, I
heading that
certainly
way?
hope they have a
Go ahead.
certainly hope they have a solution about the food. This is just dreadful.
Oh, it's quite
I hope
dreadful.
so as well.
I've been
Oh,
starving.
Oh, have you seen Carios? I can't find him anywhere. He just wandered off.
Oh no!
Wait, Carios! No, run off after him. He's wandering away somewhere. And come back.
Carius is a child, right? It doesn't like a
Yeah.
husband by any chance. Yeah, child, husband, not a gotcha.
One
He's a
of my
half-minded
four.
husband.
One of my four.
Fair enough.
So yeah, you should be fairly easy to find your kid as they're trying to run off and chase them down. She just runs off after the kid for a moment. I assume she comes back a few minutes later with the kid in hand.
Yeah.
Come back, come on. And such as they're going around, you'll see Rogan is sort of staying outside of the thing, and he stops by he's standing by his shop, sort of looking at a tree, and you can see he's smoking a long pipe, and he's just sort of puffing out rings as everybody is kind of walking to the town center.
Ula's gonna say to the child that's just come back from running off, there be a good lad, and I'll give you a piece of taffy if you stay with your mum.
Oh, really?
She gets it out of her
That's really
apron and like shows it to him.
If
Like, take it
yeah.
greedily. Just devour it.
if Jack Rum is
Let's see
anywhere
what that
nearby
was.
and there's two children see, they're just gonna shoot up like soldiers. Just go. Just be on their best behaviour from now on. They might even salute you. Just go, "Good day, ma'am. How is it doing?"
I've got enough for them too. Been trying to
enough.
make some extra now that we're all so hungry.
Oh, it's been difficult times. Been having to resort for my morning tea to, be a hard, hearty ale. By the way, Madam Goodchild, good to meet you this morning.
Does he have a last name, or would I just call him like Jack? or whatever?
His full name is Jack Rum Percy Deeproot. So probably just Deeproot.
And to you, Mr. E-Pooch, how are you?
Deeproot, but E-Pooch works just fine, honestly.
I'm sorry, I heard it all wrong. I apologize.
Blame the voice, it's all good. Yeah, Elizabeth, what was the question again? Sorry?
Just how are you? Just pleasantries, you know.
Oh, yeah. All fine, not too bad. Just a little along as I start.
So as you guys are chatting and things, you'll see that Diggle walks around and sort of gets behind you. Well, if you don't want to attend the meeting, just do let me know. I wouldn't mind.
Oh no, of course, no. Well, I'll have that right now.
Yep, I'll head in
Kind
too.
She
of
looks very
make her way
disappointed
over.
as everybody agrees to go into the meeting.
Are you going to the
Still
meeting
unstopped
too,
by
Diggle?
Rogan.
Well, I was hoping I wouldn't have to, but if everybody else is going to be going, I guess I got to go.
Come on, you can sit with us.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
you can
guess
sit with us.
That's all right. But everybody's gone. The farm's open. She looks at the younger ones.
Come on.
I was like,
Okay,
"Don't
now
be
Jack
messing with
Rum's
the goats
spine
while I'm
straightened.
out." It's like,
Yeah, even
Molly,
Jack Rum's spine straightened.
Molly's
Don't
pregnant. I
interrupt
don't
it.
need you stressing her.
Oh, fine. Let's go then.
Come
And
on.
she sort of drops her head, looks kind of sad, and then she looks over to Mama Ula and goes, "Wouldn't have any taffy for me."
Of course, even big girls deserve taffy. She hands her a piece.
And she takes it and looks a big smile and the draping. She's, "All right then, we can go."
Minette looks at
go."
Maisie.
She'll look back and be like, how big do we have? Like, how much taffy do you have?
She just laughs and gives y'all some taffy too.
Thank you, Mama Ula.
Thank you, Mama Uma.
Yes,
Jack Rum might just walk up by your side. Jack Rum might just come up to your side and just cough ever so subtly. It's still a child at that,
You
for
said
God's
there's
sake.
not two big girls. He's a big boy. Does he don't?
She
Oh,
gives
I
you
lose
a
a wife,
piece
thank you
too,
very
but
much.
she looks like she's trying to like keep it hidden that she's giving you a piece.
Jack Rum just gives a hearty thank you. And subtly just goes. It just carries on.
Well, we best be getting in then. She starts sort of walking towards it. It's much more of a bounce in her step now that she's had taffy. And so she starts heading towards the town. See, Winston has jumped ahead while everybody else is chattering.
I did want to just quickly speak to Rogan.
Okay.
Rogan, I just wanted to say thank you again for fixing some of the bird feeders. The grackles of new changes.
Well, absolutely. I'm perfectly fine helping you out. It's part of what the job that I do. And I'm pretty good at it as well. Don't worry about that
certainly-
payment. I got it covered.
You're such a sweet man. I'm gonna keep walking just because I have somewhere to be. But know that if I didn't, I'd be
Takes
here
a
all day.
long puff of his pipe and puffs out a few more smoke rings and smiles, and sort of with a pipe hanging out of the side of his mouth, he gives you like a sort of a half smile and waves to the rest of the people as they're passing by.
It's Gimbal we're passing, right?
Yeah, you're passing Rogan. Rogan's suit super. Mayor is not.
Rogan,
tonight.
right.
He's like
Rogan,
the
right.
the everyman kind of jack of all trades of the village.
Alright. As Jack Rum passes, Jack Rum will just free one hand, does a quick tap his cap and say, morning Rogan, Mr. Rogan. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing fine indeed. How are you doing, Mr. Jackrum? You have to close down the pub,
Yeah.
right?
Unfortunately so, taking my two wee nippers with me. When we open up later today, don't be afraid to pop round, alright?
Oh, you know I
Got
will.
a cast
You
of
know I will.
the, good man, good. I got a cast of that human ale. Dates and stuff, just up from the road. Probably, a new interesting brew.
I think I wouldn't mind trying it. Oh, that'd be pretty good. Ah, well then.
Happy days.
Just let me know as soon as you get a chance.
Well,
And
as
if
I
you
said,
need any more
today,
repairs, just make sure you ask.
I will do. That those last adventures, I left a hazard of a pay in my little pub.
Oh, those
Yeah, little
adventurers are always
rascals.
causing troubles.
Aye, I know why. Gotta be heading off to the meeting. You coming?
I'll come in on the back. Let me finish my
Right.
pipe.
Fair play to you. Don't like to smoke around the kids myself, but we'll have a puff later, yeah? So for now, gent.
Sorry about that. And he'll like sort of back up, and you'll see him sort of
No,
sort of opposite
no,
away
no,
from the
no.
kids.
Don't worry, me good man. You're the fine of that Flantula, you are.
Oh, good. Well, I'll be in a bit. And he's gonna continue his little thing and look at them and sort of keep his smile and waving and such, as the townspeople are now mostly disappeared into the town hall. Winston, you're in front of the town hall. It's a well-known building. It looks like this building has been here for as long as the town has been here. It's been repaired many, many times, and you all are familiar with it. It's a very standard wooden building, not necessarily built into the side of anything. It's just it's got a few pillars in the front to hold up the roof and a decent stairway, and it has a little plaque on the side that says that its established date, and in honor of the original mayor of the Brambleburg town. Diggle will trail behind.
But yeah, I head right on in. I can't believe everyone's following me. So let's follow the oldest man here.
That sounds
almost
like a good
certainly
idea.
walks slow.
Yeah, he knows where he's
Wisest man.
going.
Yeah, he survived
Take
this
one
long. He must be know what he's doing.
I
By the
always
way,
picture them as an elder respecting society. I don't know if I've just
Yeah.
conjured that up out of my own imagination or what, but
By the way, Frank, mate, considering I live in a small-ass, shitty-ass village in the middle of the English countryside, that old, gently out-of-the-way country gentleman, it was creepily on point, mate. Well done to you. The amount of people I met in my local like that, it was just like, fucking hell, what's going on here?
Thank you. I appreciate
well
that.
done.
I've been working on that all week.
Fair play. So, yeah.
But yeah, so you guys can go ahead and enter. Just make sure everybody can see as soon as they get in. Everybody should be able to see now.
Yes. Macy will kind of nudge Minette and be like, "Come on, let's go sit in the front."
Okay. Yep. Minette will come with
Draggling,
you.
like,
She's gonna be like,
draggling-
"Hold her up here."
Jesse's dragging her gaggle of children to sit in the back where they hopefully won't bother anybody.
just gonna say Ula's gonna go wherever the most children are.
That's going to be probably running through the aisles and rushing around in the area, so you might not have much of a seat.
Oh, okay. I'll sit with Josie then.
Come on up.
Yeah. I would also wave Diggle over and be like, Diggle, come sit with us.
So she'll come running over. Oh, yes. You really want to sit in the
Jacqueline
front?
will probably...
I mean, if we
Jacqueline
sit in the
probably
back,
feel-
we might
yeah.
be able to sneak back out.
Jacqueline might be a little bit more comfortable sitting at the back with the rest of the parents of the group. And just let his child socialise with the other children in a respectable manner. No running in the order of strikes. Jacqueline was a better parent than that, for goodness sake, right? Hey, former parent all there, you see? That's all. I'm gonna put this fucking thing away.
All right, so yeah, as you guys are in, you see that most of the rest of the village are sort of filing into their little seats, and the children are sort of the ones that are not having their parents telling them, "Come on back, stop, you sit down." Those children are sort of trying to play around. They're going under the benches and sort of hiding and messing around as you sit up there. And you'll see them sort of file in. There's a lot of chatter. You hear a lot of gossip in the area about it, and you hear a few of them talking to us. Oh, you hear my gardens? They're starting to go brown. They shouldn't be going brown right now. I don't know what's going on. This is really starting to worry me. And then you'll see another one who's like, my pigs don't even have anything to eat. And they'll just sort of hear rumors like that going around, a little bit of gossip here and there as they're talking about it. And of course, there's always that cluster of people who are not talking to anything directly relevant to this situation. And like, oh, did you hear about what so and so did? Oh, hilarious! Did you hear? Oh, she was being one naughty girl. You know, that sort of thing, and everybody's like, and the other's like, shh, don't let them hear you. So that's that little cluster of these two over here are just kind of having inappropriate hush-hush conversations right behind Winston.
Oh
If
God.
anybody wants to hear anything particularly like something focused, like you want to focus on anyone's particularly speaking, you can do a perception roll to see if you can listen.
Yeah, I think,
want to hear what
yeah.
they're saying for sure. Because she wants to make sure they're not like talking about her or something.
This is going to sound a little scummy, Jackrum, but the best way to get people to buy more pints is basically tell them more gossip. So it's good to be in the loop, basically. Now that does make Jackrum sound massively scummy, but
Aw.
it tries to do it from a somewhat respectable manner.
Okay, so
Ula's
yeah,
curious just because she feels like she's everyone's mom and has to know what they're
interested in the
doing.
gossip, then roll the perception. Go ahead,
Okay.
everybody. So,
Wait, how do I
Right.
do that? I'm sorry.
you can go inside your character sheet. If you go inside your character sheet, you open it up, you'll be able to see something that says perception. Just click on perception.
Okay.
It's in your skills list. That's going to be on the left-hand side of the screen.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so Jackram, you're just the people in front of you talking about relevant situations are being a little bit too loud. You can't really be able to discern what they're saying. The other two things, however, both Minette and Macy are able to hear them talking over, and you'll hear one of them looks over and she says, "Oh, did you hear about Grumble's boy? Yes, Grumble's boy and that new girl, the one that just came into town. Oh, they've been sneaking off into the woods near the ferry." It's like, I don't know what's going on there. There must be something. And you'll hear them. The other one will respond, "Oh, well, that's juicy. Oh, I should tell his mother about that. That's not very appropriate for a boy his age." So no, you'll find they're not talking about any of you specifically, but
Okay.
you guys would be aware that this is Grumble's son, and a recent arrival in the town, but you don't know her very well yet. And she's not here. Neither is the boy.
Oh! Macy'll kind of give Minette a look like, oh shit. Oh,
If there was a
snap.
horror movie, I would say they were the two people first to die. I'm not gonna lie.
Right. I know I didn't hear the gossip, but I'm just curious for the sake of argument. How old is Grumble's son?
Grumble's son is actually about 14 or 15,
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
and the girl
yeah.
is 18.
Ooh, wow.
Oh, that's risque. That's risque, mate.
So yes, you would know that, and it's like, oh my. But yeah, so
Scandalous.
as you're going through this thing, you see people start to settle down as a portly elder halfling, obviously well into his 70s. In halfling years, he's actually a little. He'd be closer to 100 actually if you look at
Aw.
it. I guess he's got a white beard and a giant rotund belly, and he's very well dressed, and he's got a balding head, and he's carrying with him something that he calls the mayor's thwacker. It's a lovely little shame stick that he tends to hit people with when they're misbehaving inside the walls of the town. I'm not sure. It just depends. Ula probably would have seen him sort of pushing the children away from the gardens at various times around the things. It's not anything harmful. He's not like beating them with a stick. It's more of a pushing stick. But the kids call it the shame stick.
Oh god, I love that.
So he comes up and he sort of portly walks up there, and he looks very happy, and he gives everyone a great big smile and such, and everybody. He seems to just be listening to you for the time being as he gets himself situated, and he looks around for a second, and he stands up on this soapbox, and when he goes up on the soapbox, he looks around for a minute at everybody to see what everybody's doing, and then he sort of sighs and looks around and finds a smaller box and puts it on top of the soapbox, this big old box that he sits in. He sits on the box. And then he's so...
I just lost audio from you.
Yep,
Yeah,
we lost
same here.
that.
Oh,
Can you
I
hear
did
me
too.
now?
Yeah.
Can you
Just
hear
because
me
he
now?
Yeah,
started
yeah,
saying
we can.
something.
I lost
Sometimes-
everything after he got a
Yeah.
second soapbox.
Sometimes my
Yeah.
push to talk gets a little wonky. So yeah, I was he got up on this. He gets up on the soapbox and he kind of sighs and looks at everybody else for a bit and gives them a big smile. And then as he sort of shuffles his back forth between his feet, he sighs again, and then he hops off the soapbox and finds a smaller box and sits on it, on top of the soapbox, leaning on his staff. And as everybody starts to settle down, the mayor looks up to you and goes, "Oh, hello, welcome all. I'm glad you could all come to the meeting. I would have a feast, but, well, that's sort of what we're here about. I hope everybody's doing fine. And then he looks over and he starts pointing to people, and he's like, "Oh yes, I saw that you were having some trouble in your farm the other day." And then he'll like point to every individual. He obviously knows everybody in town, and he's like, "Oh, looks like the pub owner's over here too. Welcome. It's good. You'll be good to be here." And then he looks around and smiles broadly and leans on his shame stick. And says, "Oh, I wish I could be a lot more cheerful. There should be a festival going on right now, but it seems that our stores are running low." And he looks around for it. He's like, "Wait, where's Grumble? Grumble was supposed to be here. He was supposed to tell me about this." And then he sort of like starts looking around over people, and he's like, "Does anyone see Grumble? Grumble?" Grumble is the farmer that brings most of the food to the village. Everybody does know him. So you see the people start looking around, kind of confused and chattering amongst themselves.
We did also hear or overhear somebody else saying that Grumble's son is like off doing something, and so okay, so like whole family's missing. Can I do a perception check to see if like anybody else in Grumble's family is here?
You certainly can. You can look around and do a quick perception check on that. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I would be involved in this perception check too.
So if you can do your own perception check. Generally speaking, with rules, I allow for people to assist if you can add something to it. If somebody says I'm seeing this, and then I then say, well, I'm feeling this. It's just to add to it. Minette, you're listening around. You don't see anybody in the Grumble family immediately. You for a moment you think that there might have been one of them over in the crowd, but you find out it's actually not. It's one of the local tavern the tavern servers, and then you see that Winston. You also definitely don't see anyone in the Grumble family, and you're absolutely certain that everybody that's a 10 years, almost everybody in the town except for the Grumble family.
I think just because I'm absolutely the closest, I would mention that. I would say, Grimble, I don't see anyone in the Grumble family here. Maybe they didn't get the message, or something came up at the farm.
And he looks over and says, "Diggo!" And he looks over.
Muted.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Can't hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she
Diggo!
Yep. He says, "Diggo!" And then she sort of mousily shrinks behind the others and is trying to seem to be hiding from him. "I see you there, girl. Weren't you supposed to be the one that's going to send all these letters out? Didn't you give one to Grumble?" And she'll look up and she'll say, "Well, Father, I might have got distracted. I saw there are mushrooms, and I was very hungry at the time. And as I was going through, I was walking down the river, and I saw the mushrooms, and I decided to. I get it. Okay." As she starts rambling about this, well, somebody go get Grumble. We need everybody here to have the information about this. Diggle, go.
Muted again.
Muted.
Yeah, that's my button. I think I might switch my push to talk in a second because my button is locking up. Yes, he points to Diggle and tells her to go, and she sort of thinks, "Do I have to, Father?" And he sort of stares at her and glares at her. And she's like, "Oh, fine." And she stands up and starts walking towards the exit of the place.
Yeah. Once again.
Oh, she gets up and starts walking towards the exit of the hall, looking kind of annoyed that she has to go do this thing.
I kind of look to Ula. What's going on? Why do we need Grumble for? What's his big deal?
I don't know. I guess he just wants him here so that everyone hears about what's going on.
Well, if you don't mind me just throwing in my 2 pence into the mixture, it might be because the fact that food's drying up. He's a farmer. He might be part of the equation. Who knows?
You mean you think he did it?
Oh, no. Nothing so hideous like that. More along the lines of the fact that I don't know, he might be one of the worst infected, so he might have a better inkling to what's occurring in our humble little village of ours.
What?
I'd like, I'll go with Diggle to make sure, like, we get there quickly. Knowing
Okay.
that, knowing that she got distracted last time, I don't want her to get distracted with, like, any other
Right.
farms that are completely
gosh,
empty
yeah.
right now.
Yeah, those of you that are close to her age, or as well, would know that she has a habit of sort of running off and doing things not what she was told to do. She's a bit of a butterfly brain, I suppose. She sees something nice and she's like, oh, I want to go do that thing. And so that's why she gets into trouble frequently, because she tends to go with what she likes and what she sees as more interesting, and then she forgets what she was doing. So that would be the younger
Forgetful
one
but
to go.
spontaneous.
Got a bit of a Kender brain.
Macy will nudge Minette and be like, I want to go too.
Sure, I'd love your company.
So you hear the mayor as you guys are talking about Grumble. He sort of looks like, so what was that, Jack Rum? Are you saying that you think Grumble might be stealing the food?
Oh, for heaven's sake! No,
Good hearing for an old
sir.
man.
I am not making any accusations, sir. I'm just asking. Well, actually, a number of us here were curious about why it had to be the entire village. And hold on, before he carries on, he just tried to catch Maisie as he just passing by. Say, Maisie, try to catch Jack, whatever the fuck her name was, Gimble. No, Diggle. Diggle? Yeah, Diggle.
Diggle.
Try to catch Diggle. Bring her back as soon as possible, alright? We want this thing sorted, and I want to return my kids safely to their school. They have a plenty of homework to do. So, there and back, alright there, lass?
You got it, Mr. Jack Rum. We'll be fast.
Much appreciated there, lad. Lass,
Hearing the
lass,
accusation.
fucking pronouns, weird.
Yeah, hearing the accusations start getting tossed around, I
Yes,
like
that's
nudge.
that's
Yeah,
it,
I put
yeah,
a
you start
hand
hearing
on
it.
somebody. I put a hand on
Yeah.
somebody around my age as I'm walking out and was like, tell me what we miss.
Yes.
Okay.
So you could hear them start talking.
You haven't even lost a
Oh,
bit, yeah.
Yes, yes, I thought, I've been thinking, I've been a little suspicious of him. You know, with the trouble with his boy and all that sort of thing. I'm betting he's hoarding the food. He's having it all for himself.
Oh.
He wants to have 14 meals. I bet you that's what it is.
Jacqueline starts waving his hands and say, no, I'm not making those accusations, you hear me? What I was just, bloody hell, we'd have put my foot into it now. Look, what I actually meant was, and I just explained that people were worried and asking why we need everyone here. I'm not accusing him of hoarding the food, I'm not accusing him of stealing, and I'm not accusing him of any devious activities, alright? So, I'm not making any accusations. Let's just calm down here, folks, yeah? We are all a bit hankily, as the Humies would say, alright? So, don't
they
worry.
look over at you, and most of them sort of nod to you, but then the one that Minette was talking over is over. It's like, he's the tavern keep. I bet he's got the food.
But Weiston turns
Oh.
around to the two gossipers
Can
behind
everyone...
him
Yeah.
and says, "You know who is hoarding food? The red-breasted Thusbrach takes their food and hides it in trees, in little holes in trees, to save for the winter, because they do not they don't travel for the different seasons. On the other, and I'm just going on and on about it.
Ula's gonna turn to Josie and say, he said the what to the which now?
You know, I don't
Um,
really know with Weiston. Sometimes he goes on a bit. I don't know.
Jack from
Sweet guy.
Jack would probably hears a good portion of that and makes a mental note. I'm gonna save that man a point one day.
Macy's gonna lean over to the person that just said that they think that the innkeeper's hoarding it and be like, no, trust me, we don't. Like, I'm really afraid for my job right now.
Fucking hell! I mean, I'm imported alcohol. It's all good.
You poor dear. And then they'll sort of look at you all very sympathetically and sort of, oh, I might be able to help you. I could use a cleaner.
We'll just see how it pans out, all right?
Well, just know the house is fairly tidy, and we have most of the food, most food at least, and could even give you a place to stay if you're out on the streets. Of course, we didn't want you to be out there.
I mean, it's not gotten that far. I mean, it should be fine for now. And then I'm not
What
gonna.
desperate is Jackrum?
Yeah. It's not
I'm
like
worried,
that.
Jesus. Okay, sorry, begging your pardon.
That's fine. So we're gonna hop outside for just 2 seconds. Those of you that were going with you, just to refresh, it was Minette and Macy that were going outside with Diggle. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so as you guys, as the gossipers pass through, and you can hear the chatter going on in this whole entire conversation about who's possibly hoarding the food, and you, of course, you hear accusations that it must be the Dairy Winters. They're always hoarding things all the time, and that's one of the families that you would know that's like it's like a rival family, and the one that the people are talking are mostly the other wealthier halflings, being like it must be them, because we're good people, but they aren't. So, and of course, you'd see some of the representatives of the Dairy Winters being like, no, they're bad people. We aren't. They're great. Back and forth behind as you guys are walking out, and Diggle sort of comes out into the town, and she starts looking around, and she stops for a moment. She's, right. I was supposed to go see. I was supposed to go see Grumble. Right.
Yes.
Race
Grumble.
ya?
Not
Grumble.
Oh, okay.
Race
then
you to Grumbles?
Race! Oh, yes! And she'll get very
All right.
excited, and she'll just like take off running as fast as you can. You guys can do athletics rolls to see who wins.
That was a great idea.
It was like, that was so smart.
Is that in the same spot? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's gonna be the same as your regular traits. With that, you'll be able to see those.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Why don't I see it? I'm so sorry.
Oh, athletics is like number 1 or 2 on the skill list.
Okay.
Like
Yeah, they should be
athletics,
alphabetical.
Yeah, I
think.
see acrobatics, animal handling,
That
okay,
is-
athletics. A.
Straight up booking it though. So
Oh my god. Yeah.
Easy trips.
Minette just is racing them, and then you see Minette just like as they're doing, she just like pulls ahead, champion racer, and Diggle like trips over something and starts falling behind. And Macy, you're sort of you're a bit behind Diggle as she sort of stops, and then she says, "Oh no, you're not gonna win this!" And she keeps running faster and faster towards Minette. And you
Turn
guys are
around and
heading-
run backwards at one point just to make sure that they're still going the right direction.
Yes, you'll see that they are. As long as she keeps an eye on you, she has it. If she loses sight of you, which she does at some point, you see her. She tends to start moving over to one direction. So Macy would see her sort of straying.
Come
away
on,
from
let's
the road.
go.
Oh, but did you see? Look over there. There's a patch of
It's winning.
pumpkins.
Look. Oh, there she is.
Can't catch me.
And she's,
Come
"Oh, yes,
on.
right. I should be going after that. Yeah, that's right." And she'll keep running after you as you guys head over these rolling hills towards the thing. It takes a little bit of time to get up there, and you find yourselves as you're continuing to go through. The farm is up there, and you manage to get the farm after about 15 minutes or so. But you find that the gate in the front is locked. You wouldn't
How
see this
tall
right
is the gate?
Taller than you. The gate is actually about 6 feet tall. Grumble is known to be some of a grumpy fellow who doesn't like people stealing his vegetables and his fruits and getting into his crops and messing with his pigs. So he seems to have built this human-sized wall around his property. So it's like 6 to 8 feet tall.
That's not
With
very
a name like
good.
Grumble, you expect him to be a happy bloke now, wouldn't you? Sorry, that's my input. I'm not here. Sorry.
Yeah, I know.
was like, Diggle, you get in here a lot.
Oh, I do.
How do you get past this fence all the time?
You promise not to tell the others?
Promise.
My father will get very mad if he learns it. And then they'll patch it up, and I won't be able to get them. So she looks over to you guys. You promise? She smiles sort of mischievously at you.
Thank you, promise.
Oh, good. Good. It's just right around the back. If just walk around. There's a little hole in the fence. I think one of the dogs put it there. He hasn't noticed it yet.
All
And
right.
she sort of sneaks around to the back, and you see that you go around this long fence, and eventually she gets to this hole in the fence, and she goes, "It's right in here," and she sort of squeezes under the fence and disappears from view.
Can they follow
Alright.
after her?
You can.
All right.
Yep, I would like to follow after.
Okay.
So would Macy.
Okay, as you get in there, you see you find yourself inside a cornfield. This cornfield is covered in crops, and they're not quite ready to pick, obviously, because that would be closer to the end of the season. But you don't see Diggle anywhere.
Uh-oh,
Oh,
we
damn.
lost her. Diggle!
How do the crops look? Do they look like they're like not doing well?
They do look like they're not doing well. Some of them are doing okay, but like bits and pieces of them, like you'd say, one or every 3 of them seems to be starting to rot.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, Macy will be kind of moving through them, calling out for Diggle. Diggle! Hello? Where'd you go? How did you go so fast?
You hear a giggle, but then it's silent.
Diggle,
Tried
come
to do
Giggles,
on.
giggles.
Try to do a... Ooh. Could I use like a survival check to try and track her down?
You can try. You can use that's for tracking, yes.
Yes. I am proficient in survival.
Fucking hell, now to try.
So
I
you see her-
find her footprints in the very soft corn soil.
Yes, you're able to find her footprints very easily, and you can see that she sort of tracked herself in, and she was hiding behind this bushel of corn that's turning sort of a whitish color with a strange mold on it. She's hiding behind that as you follow the prints.
Found ya! Ooh, that's gross.
Macy will be right behind Minette. Be like, ugh! Ew. Come on, we should go see if the Grumbles are home, shouldn't we?
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
Diggle, come on. Stick right by us, alright?
She's, oh, fine. And she sort of says, "It's a good catch. You found me very, very well." And
good
then
one.
she'll sort of follow behind you and look around to that things. This farm is pretty large. I've got a map for it, but I'm not going to split the party too much and such. But you guys, it's a pretty big farm. You guys have been, many of you have seen this before. He's got a huge barn and a very nice house, and he's got a pig pen in the back of the place with lots and lots of pigs. You don't see anyone in the place though.
This is strange. Wait. Huh. Where did they say that the Grumble's son goes to? Where did they say?
I
The
don't
ferry?
really remember. Oh,
They said the ferry, right?
I honestly, I don't remember.
What would my knowledge local tell me about like what they were referring to as the ferry that they'd be going to?
There's 3 ferries that run up and down the river that goes on to this one. They didn't specify which ferry, so you're not exactly sure which one it would be. But if you do, you can do a basic history check to see if you can find the location, if you can think of the one that might be closest to the farm.
Yeah.
So the one that you remember is called the Dirt Run ferry, Dirt Run, and you think it's very, very, very close.
Oh no.
So I say, oh, we could go down to the dirt ferry and see if they're there.
Where's that one?
I think it's close. Anybody else wants to do a history check?
I don't
Save
know.
me from
Yeah.
myself.
Diggle
Can I do
smiles
that?
and says, "That sounds perfectly good. Let's go to the Dirt Run."
Wait.
Why are we going to the Dirt Run?
We kind of overheard some people talking about, Grumble's son. Heading off there. Doing
new
whatever he's
girl.
doing.
Oh,
Who is the new girl? I don't think I've met her.
And then right now, as you guys are discussing this, we're going to jump back to the town hall. So the town hall comes back, and at this point, they've been gone for a good 20, 25 minutes. You know, it takes about 15 minutes to get to the farm, so you could no one's worried or anything yet. But people are still chattering amongst, but they've managed to settle down a bit. And then you'll see the mayor look. He pulls up a little pocket watch and keeps on looking at it, and sets it down, and then picks it up and looks at it again every few seconds to see what's going on. He starts sort of tapping his staff on the floor, not to get anybody's attention, but just what appears to be out of boredom.
Are you sure it still works there, Mayor?
Sorry, where? What did you say? Sorry. What?
No, I just said when he taps it again. I guess he's done like a number of times.
Yeah.
And Jack Rum would just remark, making sure it still works there, Mayor.
Hey, yeah. Of course. I've got to make sure I spread the shame, as they call it, and keep everything in line. It's the mayor's duty, after all.
Aye, so it is, sir. So it is.
Pull back my kids.
Yeah. Jack Ron would just lean over to Josie and Josie, right? It is
Yes.
Josie character. Okay. I'm trying to make sure I don't get mixed up, so I do apologize. Just leans up to Josie and say, I tell you what, I think the one of the adventurers might have left over a shield a couple of years ago. I could give that to you kids if you like. Jokingly, as in defend off the mayor.
A shield? Really?
Oh, they leave a lot of stuff. They tip with weird things. You know, when they're drunk, they just like to throw weird things. I swear. One of the first adventure parties I had said they gave me a lich finger. I have no idea what it is, but it's interesting nonetheless.
Well, I don't think we'd be interested in the Lich Finger, but Marcus would really appreciate the shield. He wants to be an
No
adventurer
problem.
someday.
Well, I hope you talk him out of it, but it was made for a dwarf, so
Well, it'd be a bit
it
big
only
on
weighs
him.
about 20. Yeah, he'll go into it. How about that?
Yeah,
He'll go
I
into it
think so.
physically, but mentally he grows out a bit.
I hope so.
Fair do. And he just tries to carry on his chain of country small village talk.
Okay. So yes, the people are starting to get a little bit restless, but they're still continuing to fill our space with gossip, and they'll sort of approach Ula and be like, oh, "What do you know about Grumble's boy? I've heard some strange rumors. You were there in his birth, were you not? Maybe you know a bit about him, little insight." And they sort of nudge.
What do I know about Grumble's boy then?
You know that he's always been he's supposed to take over the farm. He's not very interested in doing so, and that he is. You also know that he likes to go out and disappear for long hours into the forest. A few times, and when he was much younger, he was the town kind of got put on edge because they thought he might have been eaten by wolves. Because he at some point would like hide and camp in the woods for like 2 or 3 days and not tell anyone.
Oh, wow.
Sounds fun.
But the camping will being eaten by
I
wolves.
reckon he's a bit of a.
I think I lost you there.
Oh,
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I think I lost you there. I think he's a bit of a.
Me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone else was talking.
I just had a quick funny remark. Try to be funny. Don't worry. Ignore me.
It's fine. I just didn't want to, be talking.
That's all good.
She'll say, "Well, I reckon he's a bit of a free spirit, but there ain't never any harm really."
This free spirit. You think he's going to be an adventurer, do you?
I wouldn't go that far. Just because he likes to go explore in the woods and see what's out there a little bit. I go out in the woods myself to collect my herbs.
Oh, I see. Well, that doesn't help much. and they sort of scratch their chin and talk to you, and then they'll nod to you and smile, and they'll start whispering amongst themselves again in a very suspicious way.
Can I be right back for like 1 second?
Sure.
Okay.
But yeah, so you can they're going about that, and then some more time is passing, and the mayor's like, all right. The food's missing. I don't know exactly how much. That's why we need Grumble, but we're not sure what's going on with it. We're hoping that we can find somebody. We don't want any outsiders in here, of course. I mean, you know what kind of trouble they bring. You know, that time with that tavern, I tried to make it more adventure friendly, and you know that fellow running off with Jackrum's wife. Oh, always trouble those adventurers. So, but
How loudly is he saying this?
Loud enough that everybody can hear it.
Jackrum will sternly, but not imposedly, cough. And just give a stern look. He is salty to all britches about this subject. And just go like...
Stare. It's true, isn't it? I mean, they're always causing trouble, destroying our things. And I don't you remember that time a group of them, the elves or something, came in, they started knocking down our crops, and they burned down the old shop. Burned it down. Can you believe that? They threw a big ball of fire, and they burned it down. No, we don't want adventurers in here. No. So I was hoping that we might be able to get together and sort of figure out what's going on, and you could maybe, everybody could share what's going on with them, so that I could maybe figure out what's going on in the town in general. I wish I knew more, but damn that Grumble. And he sort of like looks all flustered.
Jackrum will just lean over to the person next to the next room, which would be actually Good Child. And just say, you know that story. Hold on. Kom bijna afstel. Okay. Just had to get the accent right. He will just kind of say, alright, you know that story he just said about those elves? That's actually true. But one thing he does like to leave out is that a different group of adventurers actually brought him to justice in the town over.
Really?
Aye. Don't get me wrong, I hate the red bastard that ran off with my wife, but I've talked to plenty of adventurers. Some of them are dodgy, aye, for sure, but most of them are wacky and dangerous. They're good, kind souls, generally.
Kind of lean in.
Has anyone?
Sorry, I heard who was trying to speak. I know Frank was trying to, or Winston was trying to speak, and it was you. Okay, so yes, Josie, go ahead.
I was just gonna lean in. It's like, you know, I've never known an adventurer to come back and pay for the shoes they've ordered either.
They can be quite stickler for their for the tabs as well. But
It's like they just run off and forget they've ordered them.
Then again, I've heard a few stories about what they can do. Not in the vicious ways, but what they do. And I've had one party return. Do you remember 3 winters back, before the incident? Returning party came through. They were half the size when they left off. I think they lost a lot of the members. Apparently, the stories they didn't like to talk about it, but I don't know. I'm just a bartender, so what do I know? Just a lot of things happen that we don't know. I don't like to judge too much, but unless they're a horny bastard, unless they have the horns, they can fuck right off. Otherwise, I like to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Had anyone answered or responded to the mayor asking about sharing information?
Yeah, nobody
Okay,
answered.
I
He
think
was sort of flusteredly asking for it, but yeah, nobody actually said.
Weiston looks around for a little bit, and if no one answers after like 5 or 10 seconds, Weiston will pop up and say, I have to get in the headspace now. Oh my. Well, I've been watching the migratory patterns. They have not been affected in any meaningful way. Whatever issue there seems to be happening, it's certainly not happening on the whole world. It may just be locally. We could look to getting food from somewhere else, a nearby village. Not adventurers, but other good village folk.
Mayor looks over and sort of scratches his white beard. And that's definitely an option that we could do. You're right. We could send a runner to the nearby village just up the river. Yes, we'll definitely consider that. Are there any other suggestions for what we might be able to do in this place?
Is it just the crops, or is it also the cattle and sheep and goats and everything?
I'm not trying to scare anyone or anything, but there have been some deaths from disease of the pigs, and you feel like you might have seen some of the general livestock having trouble as well. I'm surprised the birds are not affected. There were some chickens that were found dead in the old farm, in my own farmhouse actually. They're appearing for no reason, but the crops they're just turning black and white. It's very strange.
So the birds that I'm generally observing over the course of a given day do not reside in a village, sort of fly over it or around it, sometimes it.
You don't think they could be avoiding the village, do you? That would be terrible. What if there's a curse on the village? I hope there's not a curse on the village.
What if there are no more birds in the village?
No more birds. No, we could. Someone quickly check for the birds outside.
Wyston is moving outside, but not quickly. I don't think Wyston knows how to move quickly.
So he's like,
He's like,
it's like, I hope it's not the birds. If they're avoiding us, I've heard tales of curses, terrible curses. We're all gonna wake up and well, our skin will turn blue, and bad things will happen. Very, very bad things.
I'll just kind of give Ula just a look of like, is he really doing this?
Jacqueline would just kind of look over to the two people, Goodchild and Josie, and just like, actually, blue might actually be a nice colour change, you know? Might brighten up the mood of the village occasionally.
And
Jokingly, not trying to be serious, just like, half-heartedly joking.
it'd definitely be something different.
So,
Lee.
as Winston go ahead.
Sorry. I wonder if we could hunt more animals. Like rabbits and squirrels and quail and that sort of thing.
Hunting and trapping? Are any of you good at hunting and trapping?
Well, not me personally, but she looks around.
I almost trapped a rabbit once. I was trying to follow a snare trap a gnome showed me once. It almost worked, until I found myself hanging upside down, so I never tried it again.
Oh, we should try that then. But,
You're trying to catch the rabbit? Aye. Hanging upside down? Nay, mate.
Oh, no. Oh, yes, no, I understand. He sort of laughs confusedly. And then we're gonna hop back over to the farm as you guys are continuing to walk through the thing. What did you guys want to do?
So we saw that the corn's not doing well.
Yeah, it seems to be turning as like a white mold on it.
And we don't see anybody at the farm at all.
Nope, it's very empty.
Even if we knock on the door, obviously.
Knocking on the door, you hear a loud, hollow rap, but you don't hear any response.
Okay. Can Macy try and think it? I know she suggested one of the fairies. Can she kind of be like, I really don't know if that one's close, and see if she knows if it is far away or not?
You can do a survival for your geography.
Okay.
Did lose someone. But yes, it should be down close to the bottom.
Okay, where's the survival?
Yep, just click on that.
Yeah.
You realize that the dirt ferry, the dirt road, or the dirt ferry as they call it, or dirt river, is actually the farthest ferry away. It's several miles up it's several miles up the river, and then around a bend, and then through a forest, and then you have to go back to the very edge of what is the Brambleberg territories to get to that one. It usually leads out into the rest of Faerun, and it's the one that they'll take to get to the bigger cities if the halflings dare to leave this lovely place.
Okay, does she know what the closest one is to to Grumble's place?
You will looking at the one that's closest. You'll look at it and you'll remember the. My brain is skipping it. Berry wine. That's what it's called. The berry wine. The berry wine ferry, and that one is used to transfer ale between the farmers that sell the ale and coming back to the village. That one's not far from here, and so you know that the Grumble family would transport their wine up the river that way.
Okay.
And that would allow you to do it that way, and you know there's a forest nearby that as well.
Okay. And Maisie's gonna turn to Manette and be like, I think actually the dirt one's further away, so I think we should go. I think berry wine is closer.
Oh, I think that's the one I meant then.
All right, well, let's go there. And I guess we could go just see if anybody's around. Diggle, are you going to tag along?
She looks around for a second. Where are we going? Oh, yes, of course. I'll tag around. Yes, of course. And
all right.
She starts knocking on the door again. Hello. But I guess nobody's home.
I guess we could
think
look in
so.
the windows real quick just to double check if we're going to go.
You're looking in the windows of the barn. Or you're looking in the windows of the house.
Of the house.
Okay, go ahead. You can try to look through there. The windows are halfling size, so you should be able to just stand on tippy toes and get up there.
Manette, do you see anything?
Give me a bit. Perception. There we go.
And you see that the curtains are drawn,
Ah,
so we can't see through.
no luck. Try to rap
knocking
on
the
each
window.
one. Yeah, I try rapping on each one. I'll be like, hello, there's a meeting in town.
You hear the rapping of the glass and on it, and as you're going around the house, you see that you're walking around and you're rapping on them. And as you try to rap on one, you realize that there's broken glass.
Uh-oh, I didn't do it.
What happened?
It's just the window's busted in.
Can we fit through it?
Almost certainly.
How small are
It's rather
halflings?
jagged glass, so it would be
We
potentially
don't want
risky.
to split our tummies, but otherwise.
Do you have anything to knock the rest of the glass in?
I look in the close vicinity to us. Is there anything that could push the glass down? Otherwise, I would recommend, we might have like a mat for the animals in the barn if we go in there.
No, you don't see anything. You see the best you can see is a tiny stone, which would be good for breaking the glass initially, not probably for knocking it in.
Moving it. Yeah. So I say, they might have a mat for the animals in the barn if we went in there. And maybe they're in there. We haven't checked yet.
Okay.
I'd like to exhaust all other possible options before, breaking and entering.
Of course.
So let's go to the barn.
Hello.
Breaking
So-
and entering into the barn's a little bit different.
Barn its windows are much higher up, so you'd have to get a ladder to get up to the top of them.
And the barn's locked,
And
I'm
the barn
assuming.
is locked solid.
Okay.
Okay. Actually, I end up asking Diggle. I'm like, Diggle, do you have any secrets on getting into this one?
I could try to pick the lock, but I don't have my tools.
Oh.
No, I don't have my tools. And she starts going through her pockets and looking for them. She's like, but don't tell father. Don't tell him I have those tools. He'll get rather mad at me if he finds out.
Of course.
We wouldn't dare.
I need you both to do a perception check.
Okay. Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oof.
As you're walking up, you guys feel something pointy poke you in the back.
Okay.
I turn around.
So do I.
Turn around and you find a very, very strange sight. As a giant cucumber holds a spear pointing at you. It
Minette,
has arms and legs and a face that's sort of like, looks like somebody sort of carved out the eyes, and it's got the spears pointing at you.
Minette. What the hell is that?
I'm gonna do a knowledge nature check to see
Okay.
if I know.
It's a cucumber.
17.
It's a cucumber with a spear.
Like, it's a cucumber with a spear, maybe.
I gathered that. What? Diggle,
With a
are you
face.
seeing this? Is this thing? Did I?
Mr. Cucumber, do you speak?
Ugh, ugh.
He
Ugh.
speaks?
Ugh, 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 ugh. It starts jabbing you.
Ah! I think, this is clearly your spot and we should leave. This is very distressing.
Gug, 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 gug. Gug, gug. Gug, 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 gug. Go, go, go. Starts
I
raising
think
the
it wants
spear,
us to
shouting.
go.
Yes, I think we should go. It's very
Back in-
odd and we should go back to, I don't know, I think we should go back to the meeting and tell them this. I don't know if they're going to believe it. Diggle, what
Where
the hell is this?
I look around for Diggle. Backing
Diggle
away
is,
from the cucumber.
Backing away from the cucumbers as well. But as you're looking around for Diggle, you find that Diggle is now being held captive by two more cucumbers.
Oh.
They've got their spears pointed to her neck and they're screaming at her, and she's just like going.
Hey now. Holding
Calm
up my
down.
staff. I was like, we'll go. Just let her go.
Go, 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 go.
We're gonna go. Yep, this is your spot. We're gonna leave. Clearly, we are trespassing. Diggle, let's go. Come over here. Let's go.
They're not letting Diggle pass,
Okay.
and they're pointing to you guys to leave.
Minette, what do we do?
We can't leave Diggle.
Well, okay, I know. Can we take our friend, and then we will leave and we won't come back?
They seem to be getting rather agitated.
Okay.
And they start jabbing you harder.
Ow.
You're pretty sure if they jab you any harder, it's actually going to pierce skin.
Okay. Should we go back to the meeting? I don't want to leave her.
Diggle, will you be okay?
Please don't leave me, please.
Ah.
I don't know what's going on. Are these cucumbers? Aren't we supposed to eat them? I think
Yes,
us.
I don't-
It's ironic.
Oh God. All right. Well, maybe. I don't know if they're gonna maybe somebody could stay, and then somebody could run back into the town meeting and let them know what's going on.
I don't know. And they start pushing the spears back.
Okay. All right. What? I don't know what to do. What do you want to do?
I was fastest. Keep my staff. I hand it to you.
Okay.
You want to stay with her?
Sure. If I'm
Okay.
allowed.
So they tell you, they tap away your staff. Basically, sort of indicates. You can do an insight to see if what they're trying to indicate. Insight can work to understand body language or nonverbal communication.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see. With the Macy, you're barely able to sort of thing that they're not. They're basically telling you not to give her the staff.
Oh, they're telling her not to give me
Yeah,
the staff,
sorry.
right?
Sorry. Minette is being told not to be given the staff to Macy.
Okay, don't give that to me. I don't.
Okay.
I don't think they want me to have that. Is it okay if I just stay with my friend and we're just gonna not do anything?
Do you have any? They start like patting you down, looking for weapons and things. Do you have any weapons or anything on you, or is it just like you have like even like a hammer or a knife or anything?
I don't think Macy would have anything, especially just going to the town meeting. She probably would have nothing.
So yeah, no. Once they're stood, they'll shove you really hard over to where Diggle is. And
All right, hurry up! Hurry!
And then they're gonna point the spears and
I run. Yep, I run to the hole that they were left in, or that we came in through, and start running back to town.
Do your athletics to see how long it takes you to get back, if you're able to do it quickly or not.
No.
You're a little bit worn from that sprinting, so as much as you want to be a sturdy adventurer running across the fields and bounding, you start running out of breath after a bit, and you have to slow down a bit, and it takes you about twice as long to get back. Meanwhile, back at the town, and I'll bring you in at the right time. You'll see them. The people are continuing to chat. The mayor has now become very impatient and is just sitting here taking all these suggestions and not really getting anywhere in the rounds. And he's just
Go
ahead.
Sorry, before you carry on with the scene, when you say cucumber holding a spear,
Yes. I think you might have frozen up. Yep.
Uh-oh, we lost him.
Yes, we certainly did.
hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry, I think it just froze from my iPad, kind of bugging up. But all I could think of was when you described the fruit and vegetables there like that, it was pretty much, those creepy Christian fruit and vegetables TV program with a thing.
VeggieTales?
Yes, VeggieTales, that's it. All I could imagine was VeggieTales had enough shit. Motherfucker, I had nightmares. 28 days later, no problem. VeggieTales, no. But the point was, all I could imagine was, VeggieTales had enough shit. They've had enough, they've gone pagan. Fucking A.
How are the cucumbers holding this?
Oh, I put a picture of them, what they more or less look like.
Okay.
There.
Are they pretty big?
They are roughly human.
Okay,
size.
yeah, that's.
So they're bigger than us?
So imagine that.
That's amazing.
The farmer's prize cucumbers could wield spears. So the big, long, like 5-foot cucumbers, the really big, thick ones, or even a small one that things become this big, gigantic thing.
Okay.
DM, right?
Yes.
Can you please bring on the giraffe? That thing would be less creepy than that motherfucker right there. Right. Anyway, sorry for interrupting. Carry on, mate.
And so the bear sits in patiently says, "Oh bother! This is getting problematic. We're not really getting any answers. Do you have any trade routes or anything, Jackrums? You get ale from the outsiders. Who would be the best to bring us food? Seems to be the best idea on the table right now."
Truth be told, there's a hold on, proper accent here. Combine harvester. Oh, actually, there was a. We could talk to the Humies back up at the river. I mean, truth be told, I do a lot of business with them. Got a decent cast of brown ale from them. Now, just top stuff, better than the orcish grog I got a couple of months ago. I will never get that again. I think we all agreement. We are never going to drink that stuff again. Honestly, I can still barely feel my back teeth. Point is, I can easily talk to them, no problem about it. But they will like payment. They are very upfront about trading. They are very trade serious. We probably would have to talk to them on that front. But we do not have a lot of wealth, and the supplies and tips I get from the venturers can only take us so far. I don't even know what half the stuff does.
Oh, well, we'll keep that in mind then. And then, as they're having this thing, this is about when Winston has finally made it to the door.
Okay.
So, and you're going outside.
It's a big town hall. I'm really taking my time with it.
So, Winston, are you going to go outside?
I'm going outside and I'm trying to. I'm listening for birds, and I'm also making sure that it's the same number of birds there usually are. So I'm flipping. I have a. I wrote down in my items. I have a bird journal. So I'm flipping through it and being like, okay, are there more or less than last month and last year or whatever? And I think I'm going to be outside for a while, kind of continually second guessing myself.
Yes, that would be correct because anybody who actually knows birdwatching takes a very long time.
It
Hours
does.
and
I'm
hours
sure.
and hours and hours.
I don't know much about birds, so this is a weird character for me to play.
My uncle's a bird watcher.
All right, you know more about birds than I do.
So, but yeah, so as you can go out there. I'm gonna let you do a perception plus survival. So, sorry, perception plus nature. Sorry, not survival. Perception plus
two
nature.
things I'm good at. Here's my nature, and here's my perception.
Okay, so with that, you managed to get a decent enough score to see that the number of the birds seems to be dwindling. The number is less than you're used to counting, and even if you're out there for some time, you'll start seeing that there's less and less of them, and the red-breasted ones that you're looking for aren't there. You haven't seen any of the titters either recently, and it seems that they might be going up. And you don't remember there being cats in town or anything that might be hurting the bird population.
Okay. I'm outside for a while, kind of gathering this, and I'm just getting more and more collectively worried as I'm realizing that this is kind of dawning on.
So as everybody's continuing to chat in the town hall and Winston is staring at the birds about, then is when you'll see that that Manette is coming over the hills towards you, Winston. You'll be able to see her.
All right. I'm assuming you're panicking?
I am running, very winded, but I am more determined. Determined to get horde of villagers to come help.
Okay.
Mob. That's the word. Mob.
I think as you're coming by, I'm like, oh, well, hello, Manette. Hello, Manette. How are you? Just run by me.
Yeah.
I will follow you in worried.
Into
built into the noise bird, man.
The door is open.
Yes!
Bang! As everybody looks and you hear this big slam of the doors, and everybody in the town hall looks to the things terrified that some dragon or monster is going to jump out, and you hear lots of yelps. And then they sort of turn around as Minette just bangs the door open and comes in and looks in, or comes in.
There's trouble. There's trouble at the Grumbles land. There's these creatures. They've got Maisie and they've got Diggles and they've got spears and they're not letting them go.
At the farm?
Oh, yes.
Come again? What?
They've got Maisie and Diggle, and they look like cucumbers. They look like cucumbers with spears, and they won't let them go. And they've busted a window in the Grumbles house.
Meminti, can you? Okay, you're gonna need to take a breath for us, alright? All right. Can you just calm down there for a moment? As you Americans love to say, don't get so excited. Look. Sorry,
is that what we say?
is,
I don't know.
Long story behind that. Another time. All right. Don't get too excited. Don't get too excited right there. Just take a breather. You said something about a cucumber. More explain that to us.
Now, tell me one thing.
Did you trip over a cucumber?
Did you eat mushrooms on the way to the farm?
We did not. We were running all the way there, and they've got Maisie and Diggle.
I'm doing the mom, feel the forehead thing, feel the cheeks, running a fever, get your eyes.
The mayor's approaches. You're fooling with us. This is one of my girl's tricks, isn't it? We don't have time for this kind of thing. It's nonsense. Take your stories elsewhere.
I can take my stories elsewhere, but I don't know where they're taking Diggle.
Oh,
that's nice. Can I do an insight to see if I you know,
Yeah, same here.
realize the gravity of this.
Yes, you guys can do an insight to see if you can read that she's actually truly panicked or not, or if she's trying to mess with you.
Oh, I have no
believe-
idea.
Oh, God.
Ula is completely certain that she's just playing a prank. She's seen kids play tricks like this and before, and she knows that Diggle's a troublemaker and probably put them up to this just to cause a little bit of excitement in the town.
Right.
I'm pretty sure Jackrum just thinks she found a stash of the orc, or the orcish, like, a secret or ale or something. The one that you see purple
Minette
dragons
is
fly about.
always-
Okay,
Minette,
so-
why
Oh
don't,
my.
why
That
don't you
is
come,
always.
come have a seat? Just sit down right here. Just
We don't have time.
Hold on a minute. If Minette, who's a very lovely young lady, says that there's trouble up at the Grumble farm, I think it's worth taking a look. Now,
Uh,
listen, I know Diggle likes pranks as more than anyone in the village, but you know, you wouldn't put Minette up to it, you know, especially about something as serious as someone maybe being in danger.
Mayor kind of looks at
Jackrum will heavily
We'd all be
sigh.
going to the
You
we'd all be
say
going to the
cucumber.
Grumble house anyway.
Jackrum will give out a heavy sigh, look around, and go, "Alright, Frank, you might have a... Frank, fucking hell, who's the fuck's Frank? Begging your pardon.
Who's Frank?
Alright, Mr. Free, you may have a decent point there. Alright, Minetti. If you are lying to us, I'm gonna expecting you to clean the privy off the pub for about a week. And for those who don't know, privy is pretty much the box, the toilet.
Like,
But
guys,
if you
you're
are
lying.
telling the... Yep. But if you are telling the truth, and the cucumbers have taken hostage some of our villagers, then we will happily fight them off, then shall we? Follow too? And Jackrum is being a bit of an arse at this point, but he feels like... He generally thinks like she's been at some sort of secret stash of alcohol. So, he follows through, and does say to, who's staying behind? Is everyone coming, or is...
at this point, you're just talking directly to Minette, but everybody else hasn't really chosen what they're going to do. Winston has indicated that this might be true, so...
Wyston puts his hand right on Minette's shoulder and goes, "Let's go help your friend."
Oh.
And begins to walk again, just so slowly, towards the Grumble house.
Josie, what are you thinking about this? Josie and Ula, you're not in this whole chatter that Jackrum seems to be trying to give you a inspirational, not so inspirational speech about how we should at least check it out.
Well, it is getting rather dull sitting around here, and the poor children are getting restless. Perhaps we should all just take a walk out to the farm and see what's going on.
I suppose it couldn't hurt anything. Well, and I'll kind of turn to my husband, like, Elaine, can you watch the kids for a little bit? Come home or something, I don't know. Walk out with Ula.
Jackrum, what are you doing with
What was the name of your husband? Sorry, begging your
Elaine.
pardon. Elaine. Elaine, my good man. Could you keep an eye on me, wee nippers for a little bit?
This poor
I'll,
man.
Here you go. Take all the kids.
Yeah. Just use the kids as a poor bastard. I'll make sure that a glass of that elven brandy you're fond of, if you do that favor for me.
I will look at him and be like, you better do this. Just that wife look like,
It's that macho moment of, you don't have a fucking say. You do what I say right now, mate.
yeah, exactly.
Fair enough. Alright then.
Okay.
He thought... Yeah.
Go ahead. I was just saying. Okay, so the kids are staying with her husband. It's all.
So Minette tries to get as many people as she can to come with her. And tries to hurry them along.
The mayor sort
I like to try and help old Wyston.
Yes, the mayor sort of looks at you and is,
Not even
I don't
that
know about
old.
this.
He's just so slow.
It's foolishness as such, but if you're willing to go to the farm and investigate, and you'd be more reliable than my Diggles, so, yes, go. I'll try to find something with these folks. You're dismissed. We'll come back whenever they find my daughter. I can't believe they're causing so much trouble here. And he sort of like slams the stick on the ground and sort of starts hobbling off into the thing as everything starts dispersing in the town hall.
Jacqueline will shout back to the mayor, and he acting like a bit of an arsehole because he thinks the mayor just talking out, just being silly. Just say, mayor, my good sir, you better prepare your stick. You never know if the pumpkins might amass their armies.
Well, oh, yes, pumpkin armies. Foolish things. You all have a good time there, but don't be getting into too much trouble. You don't want a bit of reputation at Brambleburg becoming an adventurer village after all.
Oh, of course not. We'll put the cucumber revolution to a quick ease.
So and he sort of goes back and he sort of digs through his bag and you see him pull out a flask. And he just like drinks back the flask and keeps walking. So you guys want to go ahead and head out?
Yeah,
If they're
Minette
cucumbers, perhaps.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
I was just
Minette
gonna say
would
if
warn them. Go ahead. Sorry.
It's not important. You're
It is
actually saying
important.
something. Go ahead.
No, speak up.
I was just gonna joke and say if they're cucumbers, we should bring some salt with us. That'll show them.
I was thinking we could use some knives. Like, they have spears. We might need something to defend ourselves. I couldn't get them to leave Diggle alone.
So these cucumbers are carrying weapons.
I said they
When
have
you
spears.
say cucumbers, what are we referring to?
She's like, it's about 6 feet tall, or like 6 feet tall, right? Is that what you said? 4 or
It's
6.
between 5 and 6.
Fucking hell, we're dealing with giants here.
Okay. So she's like, okay, it's about 5 feet. It's 5 feet tall, and it has arms and legs, still made out of cucumber, and it's got a face, and it talks, but it only like makes noises, like gee 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 gee. As she feels ridiculous saying that. She's like, but it had spears, and it wouldn't let Diggle go, and they were pointing them at us and jabbing us.
Why?
Really?
students
Of
gonna say-
course. By the way,
Listen.
do they have any courgettes fighting on the side as well? Attack courgettes by any chance?
I only saw cucumbers.
Fair enough. Actually, at this point, sorry. Frank, do you want to go ahead, Mike?
Wyston is gonna reach into his little bag. He's gonna pull out some dates and nuts and go, "Oh, what? Here you go. Have some of these. You're probably hungry."
Yes. She eats some. She's like, but we really do need to go.
No,
At this point-
we're going quite as fast as I can. I say as I'm just straight up walking.
I'm looking for any sign of Macy and any of them on the way there.
You can do a perception
Yeah,
check
at
to
this
see if
point,
you're doing that.
yeah.
If you're looking to try to see if they're just conning you.
Yeah.
I was actually trying to see if Maisie is about as well, because Jacqueline will hold Maisie to high regard, mainly because as she'll probably act very professionally at her workplace, try not to cause any. So she'll probably view her as a very professional woman, or young woman, whichever age. So it'll be like, okay, perception.
I think I'm going to be also rolling perception, but I'm listening for
Oh,
signs of distress. Like if someone fell or is in danger or something like that, because I think that's more likely.
Okay, so you can look around. Let's see. The perception 18 is pretty good. That's and the 4 that's inside here. Yeah, perception of 4. You're not seeing anything around the village on the way up there or along the way. But as you guys are exiting the village, you can or exiting the town hall, you start seeing there's nothing really aside from most of the people sort of funneling out, going back into their houses, and some of them are doing that. The 10 easily sees that the only thing you could really see aside from that is that there are the jack of all trades fellow is still smoking his pipe. He has not come into the town hall yet, despite all of this time, and that there doesn't appear to be anyone else. Even with your 18, as you're looking around the village specifically, you're not seeing anything. Winston, right now, people are gossiping like crazy amounts, and can you believe how unprofessional he was being? Man, he's the drinking again. Did you see? He's the drinking again.
I think I also just heard a thrush off in the distance and just got excited about that and just stopped listening for anything relevant.
Yeah, when we pass by
point,
Rogan,
yeah.
I try to wave him over to ask if he could come and help.
He looks over to you for a second, and he's finished with his pipe, and he's sitting there. It's like, well, I probably need to stay in town in case they need somebody. But I can give you something if you're walking out into things. I don't know what you're after, but I hear something about cucumbers.
It's like, yeah, we've got, and she'll still feel silly saying it. It's like they're giant walking cucumbers with spears, and I've got a staff, but I've never beat a cucumber with it before.
That sounds like quite the trick. Playing with cucumbers. Sure, this is not some sort of joke.
Really, they've got Diggle and they've got Maisie.
I'm just kind of behind her, like.
Could you do a persuade on it, please?
Sure.
Okay. He looks at you for a second and scratches his chins and looks. I don't know if it's a fool, but you seem pretty upset about it. I could give you a few things. I don't got much. A few tools, maybe.
Anything will help.
Okay, so you'll see him he goes into his shop and he comes out and just sort of dumps a bunch of farm equipment on the ground. You see two pitchforks. You'll see a couple pieces of just like hammers, like light hammers that you would be using to fix the doors and other things like that. And you see a few very basic farm equipment items in there that he's offering to let you take.
Ula's gonna
Wyson's
say,
pick up a gardening spade.
Actually, Rumjack will start to look around, and with the 18, not seeing Maisie or anyone else hiding in the bushes, I'm guessing he would just turn to Minetti.
Minette.
Is that how you pronounce Minette? Minette, begging your pardon. And just say, Minette, where on earth is Maisie then?
She's back at the Grumble farm. I'm sorry, maybe I
Right.
misheard you. You asked where is Maisie again?
Yeah. Right, is she being held up by these cucumbers as well then?
Yes, that's what I said.
Right. At this point, he wouldn't believe Maisie being, acting professional at the workplace would act in such a silly way, especially given the circumstances. It would be like, Lloyd, Rogan?
Oh, what?
Oh.
Yes.
It might be worth you coming with us. Something does seem a little bit dodgy on this side. I doubt fucking cucumbers have taken over the village, but there might be something else. I hear tales, you see. I hear tales from some of the outsiders. Little green folk and so on and so forth. Even tall folk that are green and a bit hairy at times. Might be just a ugly cucumber, but who knows. Worst thing comes worst. You see a little Annette losing a bet and having to clean the pivy for about a week.
Well, that could be a bit more exciting, I suppose. You can roll your perception as he's slowly mulling it over, or not perception, your persuasion as he's mulling it over.
Can I offer a batch of gnomish pipe tobacco for advantage?
Yes, that will give you advantage.
Okay, persuasion.
Oh,
18.
uh, you know, I could travel with you just for a little bit of that. And he sort of takes the pipe, the pipe tobacco and smells it, really deeply inhales it. Oh yes, of course I can help you. Might even have something in the shop that I can help you better with. And he walks back in the shop, and you see, and he grabs himself this he grabs himself a woodcutting axe.
Anyone particular about the axe?
And it's okay. So I'll let you do an investigation on the axe if you're like staring at the axe suspiciously.
Oh no. As in, who would like to take the axe? Because I think Jackwim does pull back from like behind his vest or like his bartender waist thing. It's just his leather truncheon, which is basically a club, that he uses to beat unruly drunkards.
Oh no, the axe is.
The one that described it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the axe is for this guy here. He's he's the one that's wanting to keep it. The Soot Super is his name. Rogan Soot Super.
Fair dinkum. Anyway, so
Asked
yeah.
me says, oh.
Go ahead. You can go ahead.
I keep picking the wrong time. I thought he was
delay,
done.
So it's fine.
Gonna say, if you ask me, the best weapon against a cucumber is a fork. Pitchforks.
Grabs the pitchfork.
Too bad we don't have any tomatoes.
Yeah. You cut out there, but I'm assuming you said tomatoes.
I did.
But Rogan looks over and goes, that would be pretty good right now. Oh, I didn't get to have my 11s today. I could definitely use an extra meal. And he sort of puts the axe on his shoulders. All right, lead on the way. We'll see what I can do. And did anybody else want to do anything in town?
I'll grab a pitchfork.
No, just
Okay, so you grab a pitchfork. So there's only 2 hammers and a shovel left.
I'll take a shovel. I'm thinking, even if I've got my staff, I'm thinking, like, when we get there, like, Maisie and Diggle are unarmed. So, I'm grabbing a shovel for you, Maisie. Throwing them both over my shoulder.
And Winston, are you wanting to grab anything, or are you just moseying your way
All right,
over there?
shovel. Staff.
What is the least dangerous looking thing there?
Probably all of it looks kind of dangerous.
I was thinking like a garden spade. Like
a garden
shovel
spade?
this big.
I'll give you a garden spade. So 1d4. Oh yes, so he takes a little garden spade that seemed to be hidden under the rest of it. I got it. Good. Yeah. So
I don't
you
carry
guys,
anything heavy, guys. I don't know what to tell you.
you guys can mosey on over there, and I'm gonna hop over to Macy real quick. So these strange cucumber creatures are holding you and Diggle hostage, and after a while they sort of they start pushing you towards the barn. And you see one of them sort of is like digging around and is like trying to slam on the door, and eventually sort of reaches into its like vegetable pulp and pulls out a rusty key.
Ugh!
And she just kind of unlocks the thing. And he turns it, and it seems to be having trouble with it. It's like fiddling with it, like its little cucumber fingers aren't working. But eventually, it collects it loose, and you open it up. And they walk you into the barn. And then as you guys are walking in, you hear them go, and then they turn around and they starts fumbling with the lock and locks it from the inside. And
They're not in here with us, are they?
no, they are.
Oh, that's not distressing. Okay.
There were 4 of them total. 2 of them stayed outside. 2 of them went inside with you.
Okay.
As you walk in, I want you to do a perception check.
Okay. Also, at this point, I think Macy's gonna try and be like a little bit in front of Diggle.
Okay.
Just kind of like shielding her a bit.
It's a little darker than you'd expect in here, and you're walking around, and as you're walking around, you kick into something, but you can't really see what it is because it seems to be obscured by hay.
Okay. God, can you see anything, Tickle?
She looks around. Oh, no, I don't see anything. Maybe I'm not seeing anything. Those things aren't real, right? It's just some sort of things. I didn't get into the red mushrooms again, did I?
No, you didn't. We were kind of just. Oh God. All right, just stay behind me and just keep moving back.
Okay, I'll do what you say. I'll do so. And then she'll stick behind you and sort of hold your shoulders tightly as you're both kind of backing up. She's kind of shrinking behind you to not from these strange creatures that are poking their things at you.
Okay, we're moving back. We're going.
They move you back.
Oh.
And they keep pushing you back until they put you into what looks like a little pig pen. It's like a little gate with that. Doesn't look like it actually holds you very well, but they're putting you in there with this, thinking that it's going to stop you. And they move you in there, and they put you in there, and then they stand to each other, and they start talking to each other, and walking in, and just. They seem to be arguing about something when pointing to you.
Oh God. Okay. Can she kind of look around and see if there's any evidence of the grumbles at all? See if like they had been kept in here or if they are in here.
Investigation, please.
Okay.
You're looking around the pig pen and everything that's inside here. You can feel it is kind of sloppy and messy. It looks like it hasn't been cleaned. You're looking around and you find below you a pile of bones surrounded by some sort of red liquid.
Okay.
Mixed in with the mud.
Oh God. Diggle, I don't scream or anything. Just stay really quiet, okay? But I think I don't know, but there's something under my feet. Just take a look. Don't say anything, okay? And move back as further as you can, okay? And she'll kind of like still be standing in front of her, like very distraught. Minette, please. So she'll kind of like try and push her back as far as she can.
So she looks down and she sees it, and you can see that she's trying to hold in. She's about to scream, but then she puts her hand up at her mouth, and with both hands at once, and it's like.
It's okay. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. Minette went to go get everyone, and we're gonna be fine. Okay, just stay behind me, and we're fine. That probably isn't human. Oh, I'm not human. Halfling or anything. Anyway, it's probably I don't know what it is, but just like stay back.
So she'll sit there and she'll sort of like tense up in her. She's very, very like not very comfortable and doesn't know what to do on this sort of thing. But she's backed up against the wall and she's looking down at the thing, and she closes her eyes and she just really want to see it. And that's where we're gonna jump back again. So they, as you guys are leaving the town at a very slow pace, you eventually are able to go, since you didn't run here, unless anybody's trying to run here. Was anybody trying to run?
Trying to encourage them to move faster.
I think, fucking hell, Jackrum is just enjoying a pipe as well as just walking along, but is trying to walk faster than dear old Waston. Mainly because he is kind of worried. He is actually kind of believing some things are wrong, but hardly fucking cucumbers. So it's like, he just thinks like poor Minette was actually confused about something. Like a really fugly goblin or something.
It'll be very problematic.
What, a goblin or a cucumber? Both, actually. Both. Fucking both, yeah.
No, the cucumber ibis is actually a creature native to elven regions. And that could grow to be 4 to 5 feet tall.
Alright, Wyston, thank you for that.
Uber's
Aye,
going to
Wyston.
try to hurry along if Minette's encouraging him to, but I know it's going to be hard because the two gentlemen are just kind of chilling.
Yes, they're just
Well,
walking
Mechanically
slowly.
speaking, Wyston is exactly as fast as everyone else. He's just as a person slow. So if everyone is moving fast, Wyston will move that speed because he needs to keep up.
Okay, so you have this poor old man who's chasing after you with this, trying to.
Holding it.
I just imagine Wyston just sort of shuffling along as fast as he can behind you.
Does he have like a walking stick? Is he like?
I was thinking about it, and I think that like he wouldn't have brought it to the town hall. It's probably like if you're going on like a hike or something, sure. Like he doesn't
You
have
could have
to.
stopped. I don't know where you live outside of town, so I was gonna say if you were in town.
I
you
live,
could
I
stop
live
by
kind of
and
on the
grab
edge
it.
of town,
So
so
you wouldn't have been able to pick it up, but you could probably find a branch or something to lean on if you really needed one. So as you guys are sort of shuffling along, go ahead.
no, let's say I don't.
Okay. So yeah, as you're shuffling along and getting up to there, you guys cross over to the river, which Jacques Rome definitely and everybody sort of knows that this is one of the rivers that they travel with the wine. For the wines and the ales from the other halfling villages and the little farms around the area. And as you're approaching this bridge, you can see this thing. There's a man about the size of a halfling in robes standing on the other side of the bridge.
Do any of us recognize him?
Jack, yeah.
His back is turned to you. Nobody can see his face.
Jackrum would look worryingly to like whoever's next to him, so he'll probably just look back to like Wyston and then to Mehmet and Godchild, basically just to say, what the fuck's going on here? But in more of a halfling polite way. And would just kind of hesitate to go, good morning, stranger. Is everything alright there, sir? Or madam? Or to Jack or Miss George or anything like that.
So the figure stands there for a second. Can people that are does anybody cross the bridge at the moment?
I would
Jack
be
will actually
coming-
try to
Yeah, I'd be like in the front of the group. So if we're up to the bridge, I'd be probably crossing it.
Okay, so those are of you on the bridge. Please do a perception check.
Okay.
Okay.
You can move your tokens to where you stand on the bridge if you like. 3 of you should be able to fit.
Probably hang it back here.
Fully in the back.
Okay, so
I'll give you a little more room.
let's see. Is there a third person on the
Okay.
bridge? Oh, yeah, there is. So almost at the exact same time as you're talking to this fellow, you hear sploshing and splishing coming from the river. If you look towards the river, you turn around and you see a little boat coming up the river. And when I say a little boat, I mean even small for a halfling. Looks like a toy boat, sort of appearing up the river. And inside, there's a green vegetable. And the green vegetable has little green arms, and it's going whoosh, 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 as it's pedaling this boat down the river.
Oh my god.
Halfling, Jesus.
And
Oi.
then
Is that?
The one I saw was
Oh,
bigger,
oi.
but see?
What are you lot getting on about?
once they start
let me bet.
pointing towards it, everybody will be able to see it.
Right. Well, do halflings have a god? Because I don't feel comfortable saying halfling Jesus.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Yolanda.
Lolunda, alright.
Dala.
Holy Lolunda.
Sorry.
Landa, however you fucking pronounce it. Oh, whatever halfling god I have. Mehmet, you do not have to clean the privy. I owe you apology. Is this one carrying a spear by any chance?
Nope, just rowing the boat. And it seems to be singing, but not really singing. It's going.
I normally refrain from using sort of strong language, but I feel like the situation warrants it. This is strange.
And right as you guys are talking to this, you turn around. The creature that you were talking, the person you were talking to, turns around and goes, "Hello. How
Oh,
are
fuck
you?"
me, no.
Oh, fuck.
Do we
See,
recognize
there-
this person?
This person is a pumpkin with a robe on.
I was joking
She's
about the
still
fucking
just, like,
pumpkins.
checking my own temperature, just like looking around to make sure everyone else sees the same thing. So
Go ahead.
you guys
Yeah.
see this?
Rumjack doesn't want to see this. He sees this. Lloyd, did anyone slip something into the water supply recently? Right.
I
Bollocks.
believe this
I was
is
hoping
all
for a yes there.
real.
As there's overwhelming silence, and then Winston sort of breaks in as soon as the silence is being too awkward. Go ahead, Winston.
I believe if they had, we would all be seeing different things.
I was actually hoping you would just say yes.
Okay, so then, just to check, you're all seeing this big pumpkin in robes, right?
I am.
Aye,
Yes.
I'll be seeing it too.
Okay.
Yes.
Definitely seeing it. I don't believe it, but I'm seeing it. As he sort of
Alright.
stares and scrunches his as Rogan just sort of scrunches his brow and raises his eyes. I don't know.
I think Weiss. It took him approximately 1 minute, but I think Weiss is starting to get the hang of this, and I think he's gonna kind of take the lead a little bit, move to the front, and say, "Hello, hello. What is your name?"
Hello, my name is Ken. What is your name?
Hello, Ken. My name is Winston. Have you been causing trouble at the Grumble Farm?
Me? What would a halfling want to cause trouble at the Grumble Farm?
You're halfling?
Of course I'm a halfling. Can you not see my curly locks?
No.
Does he have curly roots? By any chance he's referring to?
He does have curly roots on the top of his stem.
Oh fucking hey! I was just joking about, but fair play.
Well,
um,
Ken,
Well,
do you?
we've been hearing
Go
about
ahead.
some trouble. All right, you go.
Yeah, go ahead, Minette.
I was like, well, Ken, there's some cucumbers that have kidnapped two of my friends at the Grumble House. Would you be able to help us?
Cucumbers? What sort of foolishness is this? Cucumbers
Sounded like
don't
foolish.
kidnap. They're for salad.
Well,
I couldn't
look
agree
down.
more.
I'm just like I look down, I look up at him. He's telling me he's a halfling, but I would think he's a pumpkin. Like, maybe I was mistaken. Maybe they were green halflings,
Green
but they're not very
halflings.
friendly, and they had spears.
Oh, that sounds quite terrible. I haven't seen anything like that before.
Would you be willing to help us? I'm trying to get people to come help my friends.
What would you want me to help you with? I have some salad cutlery that I might be able to use if you're preparing for elevensies or so afternoon tea.
I would like your help in getting into the farm. For one,
I mean, salad cutlery may be exactly what we need.
it may need to be
Ooh,
bigger.
excellent.
We've
And he
got-
sort of reaches
We've got these
into-
big forks.
Ooh, your forks are very big. And my forks are not
Right.
quite so big. And he pulls out a little salad fork. Would you like
Right.
it?
Jackrum
It's a
is
very
just
nice
losing
salad
his.
fork.
Sure. And I'll walk up, like, just arm as far away from me as I can get it. And
You see that his hand appears to be like a weird spindly brown root with little fingers on the end. And he hands you the fork, and it's a rusty fork.
Great.
Was it rusted before?
Thank you.
Oh, yes. It's just he was holding it in such a way that you couldn't see it.
Jacrum
Thank you.
is just sorry. Jacrum is just losing his fucking mind. He's just been staring gobsmacked, just open jaw, just going, Oi, alright, bugger. Sorry, Ken, or was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, bloody hell. Well, Ken, Ken, just wondered, are you new to this town of ours? I don't think I ever see you about. One of my
Why,
fucking nightmares.
yes. I just moved in. I haven't met the locals yet. And
Ah,
then you see
well,
the
I
little
am.
green vegetable keeps swimming by you, and after passing by, you realize it's a leek.
Excuse me, Ken, do you happen to know this gentleman? I believe. Swimming past in the little rowboat cell.
That's Fred.
Of course it is. Hi, Fred. Fuck's sake.
Well, how
right,
you doing there, Fred?
Well done, Fred. Anyway, sir, we're gonna be going to the farm to kill cucumbers because apparently that's our life now. We're just gonna be going. Yes. Bye. Thank you. Bye. Yes. No. What? I'm glad I own a pub because I'm gonna need a fucking drink after this. Fuck me.
Would you come back for afternoon tea? For those who walk by him, those who is walking by him and who is not.
The pumpkin?
I walk right by him.
Yes.
He doesn't.
I was
Yeah.
kind of like already up there with the fork, and I'll just like slowly edge around him, just not like very confused.
Yeah.
As I pass
Actually-
by him, I'm gonna be like, "It was very nice to meet you."
Very nice to meet you as well. I have this wonderful spiced tea. It has pumpkins.
Oh,
Sounds lovely.
Jack
I'm a little bit
raises a
worried.
finger to say. Oh, sorry.
That's fine.
It's
What was
got-
that?
Jack- Jack-
Jackrum then.
Jackum. Yeah, Jackum raises a finger to say something. And walks and just says, begging your pardon there, Ken. Where do you call home in our little fair village?
It's right here. I'm building a house right over there. And he sort of like spins his little roots around, and you see a really badly ramshackle looking bunch of sticks sort of piled up, and it's more like a log pile than a house.
Well, that's going to make shit easier early on. Later on. Right. Thank you. He doesn't say that out loud. He doesn't just go, I'm going to burn your fucking house down in front of him. He just goes, okay, thank you very much, sir. Have a good evening to you. And I own the pub. I forgot my own name of the pub. Insert pub name here. I own that place. Feel free to come out any time. Good day to you, sir. And almost speed walking, it just goes off in a fucking, just yeets himself in a different direction.
Thank you. And Winston, you were going
And
to say something as you were passing as well?
It was very nice to meet.
Oh, yes, very nice to meet you too.
Walk on by.
Okay, anybody else want to stop with and buy the pumpkin as they keep walking?
Yeah,
Ula's just gonna give him a super, like, unnaturally large, polite smile and just scurry past as fast as she can.
He opens his mouth super wide, revealing these like sharp pumpkin flesh teeth and a big gigantic like jack-o'-lantern smile that crosses his entire face.
Oh
Fuck
my
that
God.
shit.
Right? Nope, 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 nope.
Yin, I notice your hands are peculiar. They seem very sinewy and dexterous. Are you? Would you say you're very strong?
Oh, yes, I'm the strongest from my old village. I used to be the strong man. And he starts doing like lifts with his arm.
We could really use your help, if you don't mind. The fence that they're in at the Grumble Farm, the front fence is locked up. But if you could help us, we'd really appreciate it. And it might be a very positive start to you becoming a new neighbor around here.
Persuasion with advantage.
Alrighty. I don't know how to make it with
I will
advantage.
do an advantage automatically, just roll regularly, just you'll go with the higher number.
Alrighty. Oof, I
So
am
he looks at you for a second.
striking out.
Oh, well, I suppose I could go for a new neighbor. Fred, petal on over here. Let us go. So he goes over and he picks up his leek friend and the boat, and he puts it on his shoulder, I guess, of his robes. And so this entire time, from now on, the leek is going to be singing
Oh my god.
behind you. So the entire time.
I am loving that, but Rumjack is going to be shitting himself.
So we're going to the farm. Onward.
It's nice to meet you too, Fred.
Yes, it's very nice. What's your name?
I'm Minette.
Hello,
Minette Lowe.
Minette.
Are you a smaller halfling? Fred? But you're strong too? I see. I really appreciate your
But you
help.
you have quite the regional accent.
All right.
So,
Now that I've
Didn't
recruited
get along,
again, moving on.
so Ken, you mentioned your old village. Where did that happen to be?
It was long ago, over there, down the river. It was quite fun.
Hey.
Then they all died. So I moved.
Oh,
I'm very sorry.
I am
Oh, yay. Aye, that is very fortunate. By any chance, how did they die?
I don't know.
If you don't mind us asking,
One
we
day
are
they
just
all laid down and went to sleep, and they didn't wake up again. The other halflings. Were
Oh,
very
well, that's not
strange.
ominous as fuck. That is very strange at all. Yeah. By the way, how I don't know how to say this. I think in one of the shops we actually have a person that sells mirrors. Do you by any chance own a mirror?
Yes, I'm quite attractive, am I not? And he pats his sort of pumpkin thing and gives you the great big jack-o'-lantern smile again.
Aye, you almost have a slight. Oh, you have a very scenty. Yes, and just looks directly forward, just trying to avoid. Does he only have one eye?
Yes, he only has one eye, and it's very big.
Oh, that's not making things better now, is it? He just avoids eye, no plural, apparently, eye contact, and just looks directly forward, puffs on his pipe, like his life's dependent on it, just to distract him from something else apart from the joint. It looks bigger. Is he bigger than a halfling?
Yes.
Okay, from the joint one I...
Yeah, as you're seeing him, he looked like a halfling when he was slunched over, but then he stands up as he starts to walk, and you realize he's about the size of a human.
Yeah, okay, he's just gonna puff for dear life, just be like, he's not there, don't worry, he's not gonna hurt me. He probably is gonna hurt me, fuck so. So yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Ken's accompanying you to the farm. So we're gonna pick back up here with back at the barn, where our poor Diggle and poor Macy are stuck in the in this pig pen, with bones on the ground and some sort of red liquid as well, and these cucumber things poking at you, or just standing there, and they're still arguing while pointing at you, and you can hear them, and they're still like pointing the spears towards you. You can do insight if you want to try to understand anything they're doing.
I want to kind of try and see what they're gesturing at least.
That is sufficient. As you're seeing that, you're pretty sure that one of them would like to kill you.
Great.
He would like to stab you with the stick.
The other one doesn't look like it wants to stab us.
The other one is arguing something about not wanting to kill you and keeps on pointing to the wall.
The wall. Is there anything on the wall, or is it just like a plain
blank
wall? Okay. Is it the wall facing where the other cucumbers are?
Okay, so when you go in through the door, you're basically in a big square room with a wooden floor, and then like the little pig pen that looks like opens up to dirt on the bottom. I would say if you're facing the door of the barn, if you would look to your right, you would see a bunch of hay bales stacked up, and you would also see like the window up high, where that would open to things, and the inside of the barn is wooden, and you can see slats and other things on the wall. If you look to your left, you're going to see another pile of hay, a ladder that seems to be going upward, and another wall with a window at the top. But the wall that they're pointing at is the one that's to your right, near the hay bales. So there doesn't seem to be anything there.
Okay. And they're still animatedly arguing, right?
Yes, they're still animatedly arguing with you, and at this point, Diggle is pretty much like having a panic attack and trying not to hug her knees and rock in the corner, as this is happening, because she has no idea what's going on, and these things are scary because they have pointy sticks
and bones. Oh, geez. Okay. All right. Try and relax. Do you think, is there anything like below the windows? I know the windows are high. Like, are there hay bales stacked?
There's piles of hay, so there's a few bales that are around there, but they're very loosely packed. But then you've got like open things. Looks like maybe the pigs or the cows might have come inside this barn at some point, and they would eat here, and then he'd leave. It just seems to be mostly his storage. You don't see that. You don't see much else than that. What you do see, just won't even really take a perception check. You'll see a pitchfork on the wall and a hammer on the floor. Looks like a sledgehammer of some sort.
Okay. She's gonna try and slyly pick up the hammer. And is the pitchfork on the wall, like in the pig pen area, like kind of where they can reach it?
No, it's near the.
Shit!
Because usually pitchforks would be used to pick it up.
Yeah, that's right.
And
okay.
You'd have to get out of the pig pen to get either the hammer or that. If you want to try to sneak out, you have to do a stealth.
Okay.
Stealth plus sleight of hand. Just make sure you can click the latch without causing problems.
Okay, then she's gonna try and do that. So, stealth and sleight of hand.
Okay, that's a very good stealth roll. Because I'm doing combined rolls, though it's a little different because I'm using combined rolls. So you did 2 scores together, they add up to a specific DC that I'm using. So, yes, as she goes, you're going through them. You look at it and you can see that she's really sneaky. And you're about to click the latch, and you're thinking you're about to make noise, but then it occurs to you that they might hear you. So you take it a lot slower all of a sudden, and you manage to push the door open and allow yourself to slip out while they're arguing. So right now they don't see you, and you can head over to the hammer and try to grab the hammer.
Okay, then yeah, she's gonna try and do that.
Okay, so you manage to go over there and buy the hammer, and you can pick up the hammer, and it's like a light hammer. It's just a simple 1d4 damage if you want to put it in your inventory, or I can drop it if you want.
Okay.
But it's a simple 1d4 on there, so you'll be able to do that to use it as a weapon.
Okay. Perfect. And then, is the pitchfork by the hammer?
No, it's on the other side of the thing.
Of course it is. Okay. How far away am I from Diggle right now?
Okay, so a Diggle is probably about 10 feet from you.
Okay.
The pitchfork is about 35 feet. And
Okay.
at least sneaking speed, you'd have to go a little slow to be able to get there. If you wanted to go around, you wouldn't have to do another stealth roll for that.
Okay,
They still
then
don't know
I
you're
think
coming
she
in.
would cast like a glance back at Diggle and go for the pitchfork. Just as long as Diggle looks like she's not going to make any immediate noise, she'll kind of like hold her finger up to her lips.
Do an insight check as you look at Diggle.
Okay.
So you can see Diggle is eyeing the door. Her eyes are darting to the door, looking at the cucumbers darting to the door. You could logically assume she might be trying to figure out how she can bolt.
Okay. And obviously I saw them lock us in there with them, right?
That is correct.
Okay. Alright, she'll kind of be like making, I think at this point, if Diggle looks like she's kind of not thinking, I'm assuming that's like she's kind of like in a panic mode, she'll try and sneak back into the pen now that she pocketed the hammer.
Okay, so you're gonna just like slip it into your shirt or whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you can do that. Are you gonna close the latch or no?
Yes. So it doesn't look obviously like we've been doing anything.
Okay, so you close the latch. It makes a clicking sound.
Oh,
They
fuck.
seem to be shouting at each other. They look over at you for a second, and then they go back to shouting at each other, seeing that you're both still in there. And you're able to do that, and Diggle's looking. So, we almost could escape. You should have just let me run.
No. They locked the door behind us. How are we going to get out? Unless you think you can take the key off him. Or it. Whatever.
You mean touch a thing?
I'd assume we'd have to do something if we're going to take the key.
I suppose I could try.
Well, you are the sneakiest person in town, but then the problem is, how are we going to get to the door to open it? And there's other people outside as well, or things, whatever they are, outside as well. I have a hammer, but I don't know. They're really big.
Just tell me what you want me to do. I can try to sneak by and get it, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I'll try then. Just tell me what to do. You're the older one.
God, all right. Are they still looking like they're just like not making any progress?
No, they're not. They seem to be just shouting. It's almost like they don't even seem to speak the same language.
Okay. All right. She's gonna tell her to hold off then a little bit. She's like, let's just wait a little bit and just see what they're kind of going to do. It doesn't look like they're coming to a conclusion anytime soon. And, hopefully Minette will be back, hopefully, really soon, and then everything will be fine. And, she's kind of gripping, like, the hammer pretty tight.
At this point, you've been here for about an hour, I would say.
Oh, Jesus, okay.
Back and forth. So with her traveling there and then traveling back, and the things in the encounter with the pumpkin and everything, you guys have probably been there about an hour. So it's been a long time. So you're not sure if she's gonna come out,
Okay.
or come back or not.
Though of course you would be familiar with how long it takes to get to and from that place.
That is correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just hold on a little bit. If anything changes with them, I'll figure it out, okay? But just for right now, I need you to just kind of focus on me, and we're just gonna... She'll be here. She ran. All right?
Okay, I'll do what you say. I'll stay quiet as best as I can.
All right, just stay behind me.
Takes deep breaths and trying to back away and staying behind
Okay.
you, as you say.
All right, you're fine. You're fine. Annette.
And that, we're going to pan the screen back over to the rest of the party, who is now about, as you can see, the gates of the farm just ahead of them as they've been traveling along the road at a shuffle's pace, probably a little bit more urgent now that they know the vegetables are real. So they, so that you see the big gate on the side up above it, as you can see this big locked gate and such. So as you're approaching the farm, looks like that. As you look around, you'll see that even the grass around the area starts to be turning sort of brown and gray.
Only the same sort of pestilence that's been affecting multiple areas of the village.
Yep, that's the same kind of thing you would have seen on your own personal vegetable gardens. All of you halflings would probably have a vegetable garden of your own.
Aye. Okay. At this point, since here on the bridge, I think Rumjack would have apologized to Mehmet.
Yep, and he
Sorry.
did.
Mehmet. Okay, cool. No, about 100 times more, because he realized he was acting like a bit of an ass, going like, "Oh yeah, cucumber's very funny." Oh bollocks. So he'll be going like, "Okay, if you want, I will give you a new job at the bar. New job, new career, anything you want. As apologies, just help me save my waitress and artisan and just get these people out of here. I am so sorry. Yeah, well, I mean, he's just mumbling to himself, trying to piece everything together because talking pumpkins, cucumbers with spears, and a leak singing a tune. He's losing his fucking marbles.
Yeah, she'd just be like, "It's okay, Mr. Jackrum. Like, I understand how strange it seemed, and I care about Maisie too, and Diggle. It's important to me that we get them safe too."
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Currently, the only comfort right now is the leak can actually carry a tune, so that's all good.
They must be terrified wherever they are. We'd better hurry.
That's why I've been trying to rush us.
Looks at you
I-
apologetically.
Well,
Yes, trying to rush us along.
Okay, so as
well, wait
Yeah.
then.
Go ahead.
Ula's
Yeah.
definitely picking up the pace now.
I'm keeping up.
Okay, so yeah, as you guys continue to approach the gate, you see this big wooden gate made to keep out big people, from the best that you can say, the giants out there. The door is locked as you approach, and it looks like it's there's really no way to get inside.
What kind of a gate is it? Is it like slats or is it like fully solid?
It looks like a slat thing, but there's only like very small, maybe 1/4 of an inch pieces between it. He clearly didn't want anybody to see inside his farm or give anybody options to do so. But if you look with put one eye really close, you might be able to see what's through it.
I'll take a look through them.
Okay, so do your perception check as you're looking through the gates.
All right.
Yeah, I'll do the same as well.
Okay, so Josie and Minette, you're both looking through as you got these two little halflings eye up against the thing, so everybody's seeing them looking through the gates, their face really pressed hard against this wooden slat, and you're looking through, and as you do, you can see these green cucumber-shaped creatures with spears standing in front of the barn. You see them on top. You'll see that, and aside from that, you can see that the corn seems to be rotting and sort of covered in like a white sort of mold. And so you do see them over in front of the barn where you're doing that. So.
Well, it looks like you are completely right, Minette. There's a bunch of rather large cucumbers with spears in front of the barn. I believe I'm saying that.
And you had said that you're very strong, and I noticed that your fingers are very thin. She's not sure how to say it otherwise. She's like,
Slender?
how do you think you'd do it opening this gate?
Well, I don't know if I could open the gate. I've never tried opening a closed gate before.
Your feet and like I'm trying. I would his fingers be like thin enough to get into the lock?
They would be.
They're like, your fingers are slender enough. You might be able to get them into the lock.
Well, I can certainly try. And you see him, he walks over to this little thing over there, and you see his fingers sort of slip into it, and they're almost like animated vines as they're coming up to him, and you can see him going through this thing. And I can't see his roll. 1 second. Sorry, my roll 20 was zoomed out too far. Okay, so he seems to do it, and you can hear it takes him a few minutes, and you can hear it sings, and after a bit you hear click, and the lock that's on it seems to pop, and he's able to flip the latch to open the door.
Yes, excellent, Kin.
Of course, I guess I'm quite the lockpicker.
Very handy indeed.
Ah, yes, perhaps I should think of a more dexterous profession. As you hear the leak singing inspiring tunes into his pumpkin ear.
Good.
And so do you guys just open the gate, or do you try to, like... Okay, go ahead, and Winston, right?
Yeah, I think Winston he's not like a tactically minded person. He's gonna walk in. The one vegetable people he's spoken to so far are very nice. So like he could reason with these cucumber people, right? Like, so yeah, he's gonna just open the gate and just walk on in.
Is anybody else following him, trying to stop him, or doing anything else?
Oh no,
I
he's
would
gonna
just stop,
Bumjack's following. He's following
Yeah,
in.
I would try to catch him to be like, be careful, like I said. These other, looking over at Kin, just like green halflings, they're not polite like Kin is.
Slowly following.
Okay, as you
Uh,
open the
Sure,
gate,
they're
here,
looking for
I
reason.
guess try to
yeah.
do stealth checks, maybe?
if you want to do it stealthily, you can do a stealth check, and the gate is still squeaking a bit, though.
Okay. 13, not bad, not terrible.
Okay, so Min